In today's Mod Spotlight, we check out 5 amazing Dino mods that are pretty vanilla based and you can fit into almost any playthrough. Welcome back to the channel. I'm TBF Gaming. Here on the channel we do Mod Spotlight, survival Let's Plays, and our top 5 list today actually has 5 items, but since it only has 5 items, let's give a quick shout out to 2 mods that I use all the time. GDG Tools, which is the armor that I'm wearing in almost every one of these Mod Spotlight videos. It's got a little bit of everything in that mod. And then the other one is Draconic Chronicles, an amazing Wyvern and Dragons and more mod that you guys should definitely check out. The trailer they just dropped for this last week, this trailer is actually really cool. Plus it has my voice in it, so I'm a little biased, but it's just really cool. They're doing some cool things over there. I love creativity like that, so definitely go check out both of those mods. Those mod developers are doing crazy good things, and they both have really good teams that work with them. Super quick thank you to everyone that's joined the channel over the last several weeks. I really do appreciate it. We're about to hit our first goal of 2024 already. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for that. Huge shout out to the Patron members and the YouTube members. If you want to check that out in the description down below if you're interested in joining, I really do appreciate it. That's what makes this channel possible. Thank you so much to everyone that's supported over there. Last little disclaimer, keep in mind that all these mods are works in progress, so over time as they're doing updates and stuff like that, they're going to find problems with the mod, but all these mod developers have done an amazing job at working through each one of those issues, patching it out for both PC and crossplay. So a huge shout out to the mod developers for all their hard work. Let's finally get into the video. This was a long intro. All right, you guys know how we do this. We do it a little bit informal. I just kind of go show you guys what's going on with the mod. I will have all of the spawn codes in the first comment pinned down below, as well as there'll be timestamps so you can skip through the video to the mod that you guys want to see. But 5 amazing Dino mods, all very vanilla based. Definitely a lot of fun to play with. The first one we're going to check out is Additional Creatures Endemics by the Real Shadlows. What's cool about these dinos is most of them are not rideable. I think only 2 of them are actually rideable, but they all have little abilities or passive abilities or utility to them. I'm not going to go through everything that they do. Also, keep in mind, I don't think the dolphin's supposed to be on land, but when I spawned it in, it didn't die, and we didn't want to keep it on land, so it's chilling right there. All of them have saddles. I'm sorry, most of them have saddles. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 6 have saddles, but they're really cool. They got some super cool names. So I'm going to quickly go through these guys and their abilities. They are all passive tames. The first one is the Diploceraspis. I don't know how to pronounce any of these, so I'm going to mess up the pronunciations completely. This guy actually gathers stuff passively over time. I think it's like stone, flint, and clay. You can also tell him to bury himself, and that's how he actually goes down and starts gathering that stuff, and then you'll see things start to appear on his inventory here. His saddle does increase his weight carrying by a lot, so definitely need a saddle for that guy. The next one is the Dryosaurus, another passive tame, kind of like a Procoptodon in terms of what you need to tame it, and it gives a nearby buff to babies around it, so it actually can help raise those babies. I think it actually fills their food up, if I remember correctly. And if the dino actually grows up all the way to full adulthood while getting taken care of this, it gets a unique buff based on that as well. So really cool dino. So this guy is Hector's Dolphins. It is immune to electrocution and deals drastically increased damage to fish with its attacks. As a small gang bonus up to 8. So if you have 8 other of these, it gets a gang bonus plus 1% melee for each one of the gang members that's around it. So kind of crazy. Very cool. That's the Hector's Dolphin. Little and cute, not rideable, but the saddle also does the same thing where it increases the weight by quite a bit. All right, the Ichthyostega. This is another passive tame that is usually in the swamp area. It is... says when it's tamed, it can be picked up and provides a flat buff to the carrier that doesn't scale. This buff increases your hyperthermal and hypothermal resistance. Hyper and hypothermal resistance. So this guy should be pick upable. Boom. There you go. Got him on our shoulder. Very cool. This next one, the Pachysuchus, also another one that gets a buff when there's a bunch of these guys around. It also has a very unique taming thing where you have to club it on the head with a wooden club, and then you get a buff for like 600 seconds. Definitely go read about it if you want to be able to tame one of these guys, but also usually typically in the swamp from what I understand. This guy should also be able to sit down. There you go. That's the Pachysuchus. Very, very cool looking dino, but it's got a unique taming thing, so definitely a little bit harder to tame on that guy. The last one that we have is the Whatcheria. This one is rideable with a saddle, so you can actually ride this guy. He gets a weight increase with that saddle as well. When attacked, it actually returns a minuscule amount of damage, so it has like reverb damage, and it does one-shot most fish, so very, very cool. Little tiny guy, but it is actually rideable, so one of the few over here that's rideable. That one was rideable. This guy was rideable, and I don't remember if the Paco was. Let me go check on that guy. I don't think he was rideable. No, that one wasn't. But he is gathering Pachysuchus musk, and that's used in some of the stuff you can make in this mod. There's a few other things within this mod, but this is an amazing mod by the Real Shadlows. Definitely check it out. That is Endemics. Okay, this next one is probably my favorite mod of the day. Ryan Lucas 007 is the mod developer for this. It's called Elite Dinos. Ryan Lucas is becoming one of my favorite modders. He's got a crazy amount of good mods out there, from tameable bosses to a bunch of really cool individual creatures, and then we've got elite dinos. This is pretty self-explanatory. They are all rideable versions of normally unrideable dinos. So every single one of these guys right here, you can ride them. You can get on the super slow snail that takes 10 hours to get anywhere, or you can get on these super amazing little guys that are actually pretty quick. They can get around pretty fast. Very cool. Anytime you can ride around on a monkey or any of these little guys, it's obviously pretty amazing. So there you go. The hyena, the dillo. It's just awesome being able to get on these guys. The monkey, all-time favorite. This guy's so fast. The otter, of course. So it just gives you rideable versions. These are all vanilla-based, so it's not like they're OP or anything like that. Oh, you look kind of crazy. Oh, we can... normally we just kill these guys. Riding them is a little weird. There you go. Just a bunch of rideable guys that are normally not rideable at all. The Dimorphodon, of course. Very cool. So Ryan Lucas 007 doing some really good job with making a bunch of very cool vanilla-based dinos. There you go. So you can get a quick look at all the ones that I have spawned in over here. These are all knockout tamings, and they don't need a saddle to be ridden. I actually didn't look to see if they have a saddle. They look like they don't have a saddle or an armor spot. So that's something to keep in mind. Even though they are rideable, they don't have an ability to wear any kind of armor or anything to keep them safe. Oh, wow. I didn't even see the bat over here. We spawned all these in, and I didn't realize. If you guys want the spawn codes for these, will be in the first comment down below as well. I'll put all the spawn codes in for spawning in the summoned version of all these guys. So very, very cool. A bunch of rideable little guys. Ryan Lucas 007 doing some really good things. The next mod we're going to check out is Sqaws Flyers by Sqaws. This is a really cool mod that just kind of improves and fixes some of the flyers, as well as adds owls and griffins back onto the map normally. You also get wyverns on the map over near Carno Island. No eggs, I don't think. I think they're basically a knockout tame over there. I haven't checked that out real quick. Do not try to spawn in the tamed version of the wyverns. It does crash your game, so keep that in mind. That might be an Ark thing with the way they're changing things with wyverns as the Scorched Earth gets a little bit closer. So keep that in mind. But basically just the improved version of each one of these guys. In order to get the Desmodus, you have to do something with the Onyx. From what I understand, you go find it, and hold on, where is it? Desmo is currently available by hitting a tamed Onyx with the converter tool when the corresponding tool and mod option are enabled. So for right now, this converts a Onyx to a Desmo, and then the conversion can't be undone. Okay. Oh, there we go. So that's the converter tool. So it changed that tape jar from a regular tape jar to the Sqaws version. So basically you get this little converter thing, which is a, where did it go? It's just a primitive Sqaw flyer converter. So we just run around and hit these guys. So this is currently a regular RG. Go ahead and hit it with this, and now it's the Sqaw version. So now it adds like little things like being able to fly backwards, as well as kind of changes up the flight a little bit, make them a little more responsive when you fly them. So here's our Pteranodon before getting punched in the face, and then go ahead and do this, hit it with this. It's going to convert it to the Sqaw version, and now it's just a little more responsive, a little faster. Oh, definitely way better. So very, very cool. So that's how that one works. So just run around and hit these guys with that. Boom. Very cool, man. I like that. I was kind of wondering because when we spawned these in, they came in as vanilla guys, and it didn't say that SQF. But these guys, since it's a in-mod thing, already came as a SQFR. So very cool. So you don't have to hit those guys, right? Don't have to there. I think we hit the rest of them. Yeah, we hit him. I think that's... Oh, last one. Let's go ahead and change you. Boom. There you go. They've all been changed to the Sqaws version. So just really cool. It just kind of just fixes and changes some of the flyers for the better, and it gives you griffins and owls on the map, as well as the ability to get a Desmodus if you can tame an Onyx. The next mod we're going to check out is the Prehistoric Beast by Queen Krista. This is an amazing mod that has some really unique dinos. We saw this one on ASE. In ASE, it has a ton of dinos. For this one, it's just got the 5 so far. They have unique taming methods. They've got really cool, unique saddles, and they've got really unique looks. I think Queen Krista's done a really good job of making very individualistic, just super unique dinos that are just a little bit of a mixture of a bunch of the things we've seen from other dinos. So very, very cool. Let's go through each one of these super quickly. I'll tell you what their taming method is, just super fast. But if you want to read more about that, go check out the Cursed Forge page and the guide that they have. I will have the spawn codes down below as well. The first guy is the Syntosaurus. This guy is a passive tame. Next one is the Nasutoceratops. This is a knockout tame, but it's got extremely high torpor and it's very hard to knock out. This one over here, the Postosuchus, from what I understand, is a egg-laying dino, so it only lays eggs. So you got to... Oh, wait. No, that's the... Sorry, that's the Neovenator. Hold on, make sure I got it backwards here. No, I got it right. Okay, so this guy here, the Postosuchus, lays eggs. The Neovenator is kind of like an Equus, but you have to use a ballista turret to knock it down. Once it's knocked down, you run up and feed it the special kibble. Then after you feed it the kibble, you'll mount it, and then you'll ride it around kind of like an Equus, following the prompts to go ahead and get it tamed up. Once you finish taming it, it'll kick you off, and then you have to get a saddle to be able to ride it after that. But that's a unique taming method for that one. And then the big guy in the back is the Yangchuanosaurus. This one is a really unique one. You have to get its health down to a certain amount. Once it gets down to a certain amount, it's going to do a roar that's a healing roar. As it's healing, you have to shoot it, and when you shoot it while it's healing, that's how the torpor gets added up. The torpor goes up, and then you have to repeat that process over and over again until it gets knocked out. Once it's knocked out, you got to feed it the really good kibble. So very cool. They all have their very unique, specific areas that they spawn in on the map. If you want to read more about that, go check out Queen Krista's guide on it. They did a good job of laying out everything about the dino, descriptions, the how to pronounce it, which helped for me a lot. I still probably got it wrong, and the taming methods for it. So definitely go check that out. That is the Prehistoric Beast by Queen Krista. Good job on these dinos, man. They look amazing. The last mod we're going to check out today is Tech Creatures by WfBren Gaming. This one's really cool. It just adds the tech creatures back into the game. These are the ones that I was able to get spawned in without issue. There also is a Alpha Giga, Alpha Rex, I think a Mega Quetz, and a Alpha Mosa as well. So those are another ones that you can spawn in as well, but those ones spawn in wild. Be careful. I may or may not have accidentally had them eat my entire base earlier. So that was a thing. But these guys really cool looking. What's really cool about this mod as well is if you hold the radio wheel, you can bring this up and click on Tech Creatures and actually change some of the stuff for within the settings. You've got the main, which shows you what everything is set to. I set it up to pretty high. What the patch notes are, more UI tweaks, can modify min, max level, which is what we're about to show you guys. And then down here in the settings, this is the percentage chance for the tech variant to spawn. I just was goofing off and I put it all the way to 100. It is by default, if we click default is 5%, and then you can up that to what it is you want for these tech dinos. Then you can also change the minimum maximum, and you can change it to what you want here. If we set it to that, we did a bonus multiplier of times 10, you would have a level 10,000 tech dinos on your map, which would be kind of a nightmare because I can't imagine how much torpor that would have, but that kind of gives you an idea of the customization of this mod. This one is cross-platform. They have another one that's PC only, from what I understand. The process for updating to CurseForge for PC and for PlayStation and Xbox is a little bit of a nightmare, but that's the Tech Dinos by WfBren Gaming. Very cool looking models. There we go. That's 5 incredible dino mods that are all pretty much vanilla based, but add a little bit of variety to your map, especially since we're still kind of trapped on the island until some of these other modded maps get ready to go. Huge shout out to the patrons and YouTube members that make the channel possible. Thank you so much for all the support. I really do appreciate it. Huge shout out to everyone that checked out this video. If you made it to the end of the video, you're my MVP, and I appreciate you. If you have more mod suggestions, put them in the comments down below. I do read all the suggestions, and I write them down as we can. Dude, I'm outroing, bro. He's telling me to go ahead and just end it, man. Let's outro. See you guys later.